Thank you, Peg. I get to close it out tonight, and anybody who has had to read in a bookstore, like 4 people, in the audience, what you do every month, what you curate and create in community that you have created, it's amazing, and it's really unique, and I'm really proud to be part of it. So, when Peg said that the theme tonight was loneliness, I knew that I had to read an excerpt from my novel, unpublished. It's called The Uncrowned Queen of Magnetic Springs. And I knew that when she said the theme was loneliness, that I was going to read from this chapter, and when I was prepping it, I was pretty surprised at which character turned out to be the lonely one. All you need to know is that the characters you're about to meet work at the Hollywood Bowl, and we're going to go back in time to Los Angeles, 1978. With hungry eyes, Renee Coleman walked the perimeter of the cavernous nightclub. Were those sweaty dancers yelling or laughing? They must be laughing, she decided. The proof was irrefutable, because here she was in a dance hall filled with honest-to-God gay men and lesbians, and there was Victor spinning on his heel, and over there was Maria Jose leaning close to a waitress, and there was Angie craning her neck, looking in her direction, standing on a chair making eye contact with such effort that even Renee had to laugh at herself. Because what was she doing? She was reading. Oh, yeah, because what could be more important than circling the room to size up the photographs on the wall? What could be more urgent than taking an inventory of song titles on the jukebox? Hey, here was a tidbit in case anyone asked. And Renee was pretty clear that no one would ever ask. Still, she could tell them. This bar was named after the Magnetic Springs Water Company. Why, here was a map from 1925 of the creeks oozing down from the San Gabriel Mountains. And look, a bronze plaque dedicated to Moses Sherman in the year 1905. How interesting, Renee thought. The town of West Hollywood was once called Sherman, and we're all dancing inside a former trolley barn, except that she wasn't dancing. Which is why a simple sentence floating above the din, a few words uttered by one Miss Gloria Pelagos, in a voice that was deep in pitch and lush in timbre, well, those words cut right through the revelry and caught Renee Coleman by surprise. What, inquired Miss Gloria Pelagos, are you so afraid of? The question caught Renee cold, slicing her with the precision of a well-aimed harpoon. Over here, called Gloria, reeling her in. Renee stumbled over. A thick white steam rose from the side of the stage, and Renee hurried over before it closed around her like a curtain. And there it was, a hulking carcass of a faded red Pacific Electric trolley car, its once glorious observation deck poking through the mist. Leaning against the railing, Gloria Pelagos beckoned impatiently. This is my day off, she warned. Don't get me irritated. Mild words, but they made Renee gasp. For beauty needs a frame, and this woman was beautiful in a way completely beyond Renee's ability to measure. All those things we ascribe to beauty, virtue, grace, worth, ease, truth itself, rolled off Gloria Pelagos like electromagnetic voltage, like charisma, a current that obscured her very features and thrummed against Renee's body, leaving no doubt that what was happening to her was physical and therefore real. Renee could only shake her head and moan, "Who is this woman? She can't be talking to me." "Oh, but I am," said Gloria Pelagos, standing by the conductor's chair. She gestured to the girl to climb aboard. "Here's a test," she began. "Answer me quick and I'll let you sit down." Renee stepped forward, trying not to shake. "Pay attention," Gloria snapped. "All right, tell me. What happens when you see, or rather hear, a siren?" She smiled pretty pleased with herself. Renee's throat was tight. You, you cover your ears? You pull your car to the side of the road. She tried again. You let the ambulance pass? Ugh, you people. Gloria Pelago shook her head. You people have no magic. Everything has to be so logical these days. You probably think all this is from the alcohol. No, Renee flushed red. I didn't have any time to order a drink. She sat down on the bench, collecting her thoughts. All right, she said. You're talking about the other kind of siren, right? The one Odysseus and Jason had to outwit. Gloria was brusque. They didn't outwit anybody, trust me. The girl nodded unhappily. All right, she said. Well, when you hear the other kind of siren, you've got to fight back. You see, she's an enchantress who lures us to our doom. You hear her song on the open sea, but if you follow after, your boat will crash on the rocky shore. Pretty much anyone who hears the siren is gonna die. Gloria nearly spit. We get such bad PR. Now, I ask you, how would you even know about sirens if every single person who heard them crashed and died? I mean, really, it doesn't make any sense when you think about it. Sorry. Renee felt smaller and younger with each utterance. Can I go now? She was close to tears. Gloria didn't answer. Orpheus goes down to the underworld, he fails completely, and you people make a movie about him, that Jean Cocteau. Now with our help, Demeter goes underground, rescues her daughter, invents the Four Seasons, and what do we get? Buckus. I tell you, I don't like this century at all. Renee found the movie references comforting. It was about the only thing that was making any sense. Summoning her nerve, she asked, so you must be some kind of big star yourself, right? Good Lord, child, Gloria frowned. What are we doing here, she muttered. Yeah, Renee parried, inhaling a taste of the woman's aggression. What are you doing here? Aha! Gloria Pelagos clapped her hands. She finally responds. Okay, I'm going to ask you again. You have an opening, don't deny it. Gloria pointed at the dance floor, Renee's friend suddenly in focus. Can't you see they've been arguing? She shook the girl by the shoulders. Why aren't you dancing with her? The slender young girl searched the back wall. Victor was at the bar throwing back a shot. Angie was still seated, looking miserably at the floor. The bottles were drained, and Maria Jose was gone. Renee burst out. Just look at her, she cried. Angie, she can do stunt work. She dives off platforms, she jumps through the air, lands on her feet. Her father loves and likes her. I am soft and unformed. There's no one to help me. I don't like heights, and I can't even climb up a ladder. Gloria offered the merest smile. Yes, she said, we've established you know nothing. But then, youth has no experience. So your compass, your guide must be appetite, hunger, desire. This is the elemental force within us, male and female. It's the magnetic lodestone drawing the rock. It's what propels you out of childhood and into the creation of an autonomous life. So, child, tell me, what is holding back your appetite? The girl sank to her knees, but it was no strain for Gloria Pelagos to hear everything she said. Each day, Renee mumbled, I listen to people whose speech is aggressive because they hold power and I do not. They raise their voice, they cut you off when you've barely begun, using tricks to show they aren't listening. Or if they are, it's just long enough to take your measure and find it utterly lacking. Gloria nodded. And, she coaxed. Renee struggled back up. And she had the power to make people listen. She played the piano and commanded everyone's attention, and she gave it up. She, Gloria waited. Tell me her name. Renee took a deep breath. My mother, Adele Bonaventure Coleman. She stopped. She quit. And that scares me. If she couldn't prevail, what hope do I have? Thank you.